is a catchy little number. I find myself roaming around the house humming it sometimes. And I'm thinking, like, what is this song that I'm humming? And then I realize that's what it is. All right, welcome in, everybody. JudgeMetaltv. Here we go. Baseball. You're looking at the Eagles' record. It's 10-13-2. Not off to a great start. April was not a great month. Well, let's just look at the calendar. We'll go through it that way. Was it 4-5 series in a row? We took 2 out of 3 from KT there on the 13th, and then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive series where we didn't win the series. We lost 2 out of 3. So we're doing just enough winning to keep our head. We're treading water barely at 10-13 at this point. Did start 2-0 for the month of May. Things picked up. Win a 1-run game 4-3 against Kaiwoon to salvage, to avoid a sweep. Pick up the first game win here against NC, the Dinos. This game I wanted to take a look at because this one was really interesting. If you look at that box score, look up here. 1 run, 2 hits total in the game. This was not exactly, well, if you like pitching and defense, this was your game. Now, I do like pitching and defense, but there wasn't a whole lot of offense going on here. Just 2 hits in the game. My first hit of the game, I got this run in the 5th on a sacrifice fly. We were hitless until, I think, 2 outs in the 7th. So we were winning this game 1-0. We hadn't gotten a hit. On broke through with a single. I'm pretty sure it was 2 outs in the top of the 7th. That was the only hit we had this entire game. So the pitching staff held this one. Just a 1-hit shutout. Theoretically, if An doesn't get that hit in the 7th, we could have won this game 1-0 and been no hit. It was a crazy, crazy game. The pitching, we should go look at who pitched that game because they did a great job. Lee continues. Lee was relegated to the bullpen when this season started. Jumped back into the rotation due to some injuries. He's 3-0 in 25 innings with a 0.72 earned run average, 26 strikeouts in 25 innings. You can see it there. He has been outstanding. Jung, our second baseman, we moved him to the top of the lineup just because he's the warm bat right now. I won't go crazy and say he's hot, but he's been getting on base. You look at the on base percentage of .420 for this season, which is way up over what he's done in the past. Just 100 plate appearances, but for right now, he's getting on base and he's making contact. So we've decided to move him up just to give time for Kim, who just didn't get it done in the leadoff spot. We'll move him back down to 7th, and we'll let him try to figure it out. We're certainly not giving up on this guy, but I think with time he'll come around. We just need to give him some time. We're going to play him. He plays a solid center. He gets on base. He's got 9 steals. He just doesn't get on base enough. So Jung has been called up. This guy's a future player. Right now, he's just in there to hold down shortstop. Hopefully, this playing time will help his development. He is, that was his numbers in rookie ball. Sorry. I saw 400. I was like, wait a minute. Did I hit the wrong guy? Just hitting 115. He's not getting on base much. So he's in there just to hold down that shortstop position and get Ha healthy. And then once we have him back, then we hopefully get this lineup a little bit of a boost. I get rolling again. But nobody outside of No really having a great year. An started off well. He's not going to hit a lot of home runs, so you can't look for a lot of power. We want him to get, right now we want Jung and An getting on base and see what No can do. Che behind him has been up and down. Again, a guy, not a ton of power, but he should be able to get some hits. Che should be our power. Has not come through. That's hurting us. Fine. Now, what you probably notice and what the weakness of this lineup is truly about is all these lefties. And we are just stacked with lefties here. And the problem is that none of them are really there's no dominant left-handed bat. They're all, some are good, some aren't. But yeah, it's too easy to just throw lefties at this lineup and have no up there with no one on base. Here you look at, now here's an intriguing one. Now this one did intrigue me. Granted, it's another lefty, but Joey Votto? Yeah. But again, now would I give up Mason Erla to bring in Joey Votto? I might have to. Maybe I have to. I mean, $656,000 for a 1-year contract. They won't do multi-year contracts. So, yeah, so there is, I don't know that he'd sign, but it's possible. Jose Abreu too. Now that also means that bringing them in to either DH or play first. So no one's interested in Che. I've tried to get rid of Che, and it's not happening. Miguel Andujar, good player. I've got No at third. Move No to first. But actually, this guy's probably a DH. Anyway. So that's what you see. Like right there, you're looking at bats, and you're thinking, who we bringing in? Well, free agency. Foreign-born players. We have to dump someone. And then I went through and found my little Hanwha help file here, my short list. These are Korean-born players that I identified as potentially helpful. And we can just scroll down through this real quick to give you a peek at some of these guys so you understand the challenge of doing this KBO season. So this guy behind the plate is not a bad catcher. I would have to look at my catcher and see. I don't know that this guy's going to be any better. On top of that, he's a left-handed bat. So this guy would probably be a backup. So maybe he comes in and helps the team. Here's another catcher. Again, another backup. He's not going to do much behind the plate. Right-handed bat. I don't think he's much of an improvement at the plate. And then you're looking at players like this. So this is another on. He's a second baseman, can play third. In a pinch, could play short. I don't know that I like that arm. So this guy to me is a second baseman. Maybe he's able to make some contact and get on base. He can run a little bit. Another left-handed bat. Another middle infielder here. Another left-handed bat. Again, a decent second baseman. Doesn't run very well. Here we go. The Quan here. Second, third, shortstop, middle infielder type guy. Maybe he's a little better than somebody in our lineup. Here's a guy that I did sign and sent him down to the minors. He doesn't have much defensive strength, but I like where that bat's going, especially compared to what I have in my system. So he is probably one of my better offensive prospects, although he's not ranked. I have a few guys that are ranked fairly high as prospects go, but none of them are ready. One other thing to talk about is we did make a coaching change in the organization. We got rid of our bench coach, and the main reason for that was just because we were really bad in all the teaching roles. We were really bad. And I had tried. My third base coach has made some mistakes. If you've seen any of this series on YouTube, or if you've seen any of the past live streams, you'll know that we lost in the playoffs. In the final game of the playoffs last year, we had two runners thrown out at third base in just stupid situations where you should not have been trying to get to third base. And I thought about getting rid of my third base coach at the end of that game, and I didn't. And I thought about getting rid of him at the beginning of this season because he ran some guys into outs again. Looking at him, he was actually one of our better coaches. So what I initially tried to do was move him to the bench coach role because our bench coach was kind of weak. Was going to move him there and then hire a third base coach. He didn't want to take the promotion. So I guess at the end of the season, he's just going to go elsewhere. But we did bring in Tae-Kyu Lee. He is just he's solid on all of these coaching areas. So we wanted to see if we could get better at developing these guys and see if we can't get some growth from within. We have some talented young guys in the minors who just need developed. And so, yeah, that's why we did that. We were considering bringing in a foreign-born coach, but I did with the coaches much like what I did with the free agents. I went through and I sorted by nationality, and I looked for coaches just because I want to try to keep this to the idea that this is a Korean baseball league. I don't want to just bring in, a bunch of former all-stars, a bunch of old guys that can't make it in the majors anymore. It's fun to have one or two of those guys, but like a Joey Votto would be fun. It would be a fun addition to the team to see what could happen. But we also want to stick to the nature that this is a Korean baseball league, and we want to keep it that way. Park, the catcher, to the plate now, hitting 133. Ground ball does not get through. There's 1-2 double play. Great turn. De La Mora. Wow. Good glove. Good throw. All right. Kim to the plate now. Runner on second. Nobody out. Here's your 2-2. Back up the middle. That's going to drop in. Hopefully that's going to score a run. They send him and he scores easily. So 1-0. Hanwha takes the lead. And that'll flip the lineup now. Jung, the second baseman, stepping in. 1 for 2 today. Ground ball, shortstop. There's one at second. They don't make the turn, so the run scores. No throw to first. Now Yoon to the plate. The DH, 235. 0 for 1 today. Rue needs to work his way out of this thing. There's a line drive into left. That's going to drop. Will they send the runner? They do. Throw not in time. Cut off. So it's a 2-1 ball game. All this damage being done with 2 outs. And we get the third baseman 0 for 2 today. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Rue. Swung on and missed. Good job. Rue is through 6th. The new pitcher, Hyun Sang Jo, is the closer. Like I said, he's been the closer since I took over this team. 10 innings. He's 0-1. A 0.90 earned run average. He's been great. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball into left. Moon charging, making the catch. That's your first out. In case you're wondering about defensive changes, say at shortstop, Jung's the best healthy shortstop I have right now. That's the best one. All right, here's the pitch from Joe. Popped him up in the infield. No, in foul territory. Makes the catch. There's out number 2. Now Kim to the plate, the shortstop. 0 for 1 today. Was looking to see if he was a pinch hitter. He must have come in earlier. Line drive. That's going to get over the infield and into left field. So with 2 outs, the Dinos are still alive. So Joe now will work against Che, the DH. He does not have an official at bat today. Ground ball back to the mound. Joe up with it. He'll throw to first. He's got him. That'll end the ball game. Hanwha picks up the 2-1 win. here you go. 2 runs on 10 hits for the winning Eagles. 1 run, 5 hits for NC. Multiple hit games, though, for No, Moon, Kim, and Kim. Pitching-wise, though, Rue goes to 4-1. 6 solid innings. Might have been able to get 7 out of him, but we went to Park, then Kim, then Joe. 3 innings out of the bullpen, just 1 hit and a walk. Jokic pitched a good game. A lot of hits, though. He couldn't get past 5 1/3. He gave up 10 hits, so he threw 90 pitches in that time. But Han and Lee did a good job. They didn't give up any runs, so kept this thing close. 2-1, your star of the game is Hyungjin Ryu, and that makes a lot of sense. A really good start from him. He continues to be the ace of this pitching staff. So here's Castaneda. As we said, last year you could make a strong case he was our best, most consistent pitcher. 0 for 2 this year, 5.59's the ERA, 29 hits and 29 innings. It's been a struggle. Hopefully today is the start of the turnaround. There's a pop-up. Shortstop Jung has it. There's 1 away. All right, Jung on the mound taking over for Stock after he got hurt. He'll face On to lead things off. Right back up the middle, base hit. There we go. On with the base hit. Feels like that's his first hit in a while. So he's on first now. He's not going to run the base. You know, he's not much of a base stealer, obviously, but he's hitting second because of that on base percentage. And if he's on first and nose at the plate, he's in scoring position. There's a fly ball, left center, going back into the seats and gone. Home run for No. Feels like it's been a while since No's hit one. And that's number 5. He takes his time trotting home. Gives the Eagles a 2-0 lead. That's just the second hit of the night for SSG. Now the worry for Castaneda is he has thrown the ball well at times and then had these big innings. So we will see. We'll try to avoid a big inning here. Here's your 2-2 pitch. Hit that ball hard. That's into right field. So back-to-back singles. Runner takes the turn at second, but holds. Heart of the lineup up, too. So the Landers got the right guys to the plate. Number 3 batter, first baseman Che. Steps in now. 2-1 pitch. There's a fly ball in the center. Kim should have that one measured, and does. The runner tags and just takes off for third. Throw not in time. Anyway, 1 out. Runners on the corners. We need a ground ball. We get a walk. So 3-2, he misses low and away. That'll load the bases up. 1 out. Like I said, we need a ground ball. I don't like that they have the infield in, but that wouldn't have mattered. Line drive, that drops. 1 run scores. So the Landers are on the board. It's 3-1. I thought that was going to be a 2-run single all the way. Drops that one in. That'll be another run. It's a 3-2 game. It just looks like Castaneda's just run out of gas here. We're going to send him. Let's try to steal a base here with 2 outs. Try to get in scoring position. There's a throw, not in time. Another steal for Jung. That's his 8th. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Back up the middle. That's going to shoot through. Will they send Jung? I can't. Oh, there they go. He comes in. He scores. 4-2 ball game. So we got a 4-2 game now. Runner on second. 2 outs. No to the plate. No is 1 for 3. Hit his 5th home run earlier in the ball game in the 4th inning. Here's your pitch. Hit high. Towering shot into right center field and into the seats. No has his first multi-home run game of 2025. That's the 6th home run of the season. And that'll make it 6-2. Kim threw 14 pitches. Was thinking of maybe throwing him 2, but we're just going to go to Joe, even though it's not a save. So he's got Freitas, Han, and Cho, 6, 7, and 8. And here's your 2-2 pitch. It's 0-1, a 0.82 earned run average this season. He's been very good. There's a line drive into the gap. That's going to get to the wall. Picked up by the right fielder. He'll fire it back in. That'll be a leadoff double. And you just hope this isn't one of those times where you go to this guy that's been dominant. He's got a 4-run lead, and they just don't have that edge. They give up. There, he hits a guy. All right. So now 2 men on. Gonna get Erla up just in case. Just in case. All right, here's the pitch. 2 men on, nobody out. Line drive into left field, drifting back. He's not going to catch it. Oh, gosh. 6-5 ball game. You know, I should know better. I really should know better. So nobody out. 3 runs in. Hanwha's closer. We'll get him. We'll let him have Che. We'll see what happens here. Here's the 0-1. Back up the middle. That's a base hit. So I'm pulling the plug on this. Joe just doesn't have it today. How do you feel? I feel great. Well, if you feel great about this. All right, well, suddenly Erla's not ready. So we'll get one more batter from Joe, I guess. Cross your fingers. Fly ball, center field. Kim has that one. There's your first out of the inning. Honestly, that home run, I didn't think that was going to carry out. And Erla just all of a sudden can't get warm. All right. Little fly ball into left center. In drifts. Moon makes the catch. There's out number 2. So now Joe's got Che, the first baseman. 2 outs, a man on first, a 1-run lead. 3 runs in already in the 9th. And here we go. 2-1 from Joe. Ground ball picked up at first. He'll take it unassisted and end the ball game. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Looked like an easy one for Joe in the 9th. Gives up 3 before he even got an out. Hanwha will hang on to win it 6-5. All right, so 6 runs on 8 hits. 2 hit games by On, No. And that's it, actually. No, 2 for 4. Drove in 4. He had 2 home runs in this game. Numbers 5 and 6. Look at that, 352, 6 home runs. Now he's up to 15 RBIs. Now, it's very early in the season, but looking like No's going to take another run at the MVP again this year. That would be back-to-back if he could do it twice. That would be crazy. But we get a win in the first game of the series against the Landers. Pick up a win against NC. So 2 wins today on the stream. We like that. So that makes us 4-1 in the month of May. So hopefully May looking a little brighter than April. April we ended, I believe, 8-12. So hopefully things turning around now. And we appreciate the follow. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go out and meet my son out at the school bus. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. And we will see you, if not before, we will see you on Thursday at 1:30. So take care.